If I would tell you that there are demonic forces behind the LBGT movement, also known as the lesbian, bisexual, gay, and transgender movement. This is not hate speech, guys. If you investigate the origins of the present movement, you would find a guy named Aleister Crowley. He was a British magician and sorcerer, and he also practiced human sacrifice and sex magic. At some of his rituals, people even died. That's why he was banned from Italy. Anyway, Crowley had followers, even after his death. One of his followers was Anton LaVey, who started the Church of Satan, which is modern Satanism. The Beatles were also followers of Crowley. They even printed his face upon one of their albums. Michael Jackson was also a follower of Crowley, also practiced some of his teachings. Anyway, from the followers of Crowley, you had the NAMBLA movement, came into existence. NAMBLA stands for North American Man-Boy Love Association. Man-Boy Love Association. So it's an organization that promotes sodomy and pedophilia. And there were more of such groups in Northern America. They were financed by aristocrats and rich people and other rich people. That's why the movement grew so fast. And the fashion industry also enabled those movements. And from those movements you have the LBGT movement. So the gay movement began with the occult, and it's ruled by evil spirits. And the fallen cherubim, Asmodeus, is the principal demon behind the gay and lesbian movement, especially behind the lesbian movement. This spirit is also the spirit behind pedophilia, because people will not like it when I tell this, but it's proven also through history, where you have same-sex practices, often you also have pedophilia and child abuse. They go hand in hand. This is not to say that everyone who practices same-sex practices abuses children, but child abuse and same-sex practices often go hand in hand. And so you understand now that this principal demon, this fallen cherubim, Asmodeus, is the one behind the gay and lesbian movement. And his goal, his aim, is to cause the movement to become wealthy, that is promoted, that is accepted, and that everything else needs to get out of the way. And I mean this. If you look carefully at how the gay and lesbian movement developed, it's not how people see in the media. In the media they portray it as you have those human beings born with certain feelings, they can't do anything about it, and now society is oppressing them and they need to be delivered so that they can find the love of their lives and do whatever they want, just like everyone else. And they also put those images of two men or two females with romantic feelings. But however, guys, let's get real, that's not reality, that's just propaganda. Yes, I said it, that's just propaganda. By the way, there are a lot of human rights being violated in order to push forward gay rights. But often people don't want to talk about it. And also a lot of diseases, a lot of mental disorders, a lot of emotional problems that people with that kind of lifestyle endure. You won't hear the media talk about it. Also the myth that 1 in 10 men is gay is also a myth. It's never proven. And there is no scientific evidence that anyone is born gay. Show me the evidence, it does not exist. Till the 70s, in psychology and psychiatry, it was known that people with same-sex attractions had a mental issue. There were also treatments available. But since the gay movement began their lobbying and their political activities, they've put pressure upon the politicians and upon the justice system. And since the 80s, in psychology and psychiatry, they don't label gay sexuality as a mental disorder anymore. However, just because people don't label it that way anymore doesn't mean that it isn't. And soon after, they removed the label mental disorder from same-sex practices. HIV rose. And today you have millions of people suffering from HIV, which will develop in AIDS. Also a lot of children are born with it, and it's horrible. A lot of people have lost sons, daughters, and also sometimes even husbands or fathers because, people didn't want to stand up for the truth. Well, anyway guys, just do your investigation about this and don't follow the media. Don't be stupid. Don't just follow anything you hear. Do your research for real. And one more thing. I've mentioned that this demon spirit is behind the gay and lesbian movement, but especially the lesbian movement. I'll explain why. Because here's another point where a lot of people get messed up. A lot of people today don't want to accept absolutes. They don't want to accept reality. They wish that everyone can stay within their own, how do I say it, illusion. Like, I study anthropology, and one major thing I see a lot of anthropologists, a lot of student anthropologists also says that there is no truth, there is no reality. You only have interpretation. Which is kind of stupid because reality exists. Because if there is no reality, no truth, then you also can't interpret it, whatever there isn't. I mean, anyway, there are biological differences between male and female, but there are also psychological and emotional basic differences. Like, male sexuality is quite static because for a male, sexuality and emotions are two separate domains. So a guy can practically do it with whoever he wants, how long he wants, and he can still have no feelings for her at all. He can do it with multiple people and he can just rub it off. However, for the female, emotions and sexuality are one and the same domain. So females always seek for payment, emotional payment in sexual activity. Even those who claim they just do it for fun, they seek payment. In the hookup culture, a lot of women become depressed afterwards because they expected some kind of emotional bonding with the guys they hooked up with, but it never came. Anyway, because female sexuality is more fluid, it can also be easily manipulated. And that's what this demon spirit behind lesbianism does, together with all the million demons below it. They are promoting lesbianism, and they are rewarding their servants, their witches who practice lesbianism. They causes them to become rich and wealthy, to gain influence, so that they become role models. And a lot of young girls who want to be accepted will also join, groups also will join the fashion, you also will join a lot of activities just to be accepted, just like males do. But because female sexuality is more fluid and it can easily be manipulated, it can also be damaged. And that's what the lesbian movement does. And Asmodeus is, assisted by the Nephilim spirit Jezebel. I'll do a video about Jezebel soon, but just remember this. The gay and lesbian movement, especially the lesbian movement, and also the pedophilia movement, has the principal demon Asmodeus above it. And one more thing, guys. I never, bashed any gays in this video. I've never, discriminated anyone. I just told the spiritual truth behind the movement. Okay? Well, may the grace of Jesus be with you. And remember, don't be deceived. Because many are deceived, and because of that, they're on their way to hell.